Can you turn it down just a little bit, Mike? Too. That's good. That's good. And here we go. What's up, Panthers Nation? This is Kevin A with Four Man Rush coming to you live after another disappointing Week 7 loss. This time, the Carolina Panthers fell to the New York Giants. Final score: New York 25, Carolina 3. Lisa say it's probably our worst loss of the season so far. Hate to say that. I thought the loss to the Eagles last week was pretty disappointing, but I mean, 2 weeks ago was pretty disappointment, but this one was really just, um, we just pretty much shit the bed from beginning to the end. Right now, I'm probably going to be the only one on for this particular episode. Will is out of town on work for business, and the rest of the fellas, they got other commitments here. We all got different schedules, so at least want to hold it down for you guys and to just come in and just let you guys vent, get it off your chest. However you want to feel, you have the right to feel. I mean, needless to say, this performance by the Carolina Panthers was pretty much abysmal, shitty, crappy, just all out. Like, who are you? When you just look at the numbers from the game, I mean, we were dominated in every facet. I mean, the score was 25-3. The total yards was 302 yards to 173. Total plays ran. The Giants had 67. The Panthers had 62. First downs, New York Giants had 21. Panthers had 11. Third downs, the Giants were 7 of 16. They converted on offense. We only converted 2 out of 15. Yards per play, Giants 5.5 yards per play. Panthers 2.6. Turnovers only 1-0, but the one turnover was an interception by the Panthers. Our offensive line gave up 6 sacks for 27 yards, while the Giants only gave up 2 for 20. Rushing yards, the Giants had 103. Panthers only had 56. So, time of possession, Giants had the ball for 34 minutes, 25 seconds. Panthers, 25 minutes, 25 seconds. I mean, no matter how you want to look at these numbers, it was just straight up ass by the Carolina Panthers today. There's nothing positive whatsoever that I can initially, as a fan, feel. But you know what, though? Just speaking from the heart here, as disappointing as it was watching the players, this loss for me is more about our front office, starting with David Tepper, starting with general manager Matt Rule, and I mean, not Matt Rule, Fitterer. And you might as well say general manager, because Matt Rule has the final say on the roster personnel. And you know what? The team that's on the players that we got, they are who they are. Anyone that we brought in, they're not showing anything differently from, how they played previously. Again, it's just really disheartening that a team that came in 1-5 with the New York Giants, it was said early in the week in the New York media that this was a winnable game for the Giants. And as a Panther fan, I took insult to that. I'm like, what? I mean, yeah, we got a 3-game losing streak, but a 1-5 team, their media feel like it's a winnable game. And lo and behold, we did not disappoint. So it's just really a very bitter taste right now. You as a fan, you got a right to feel however you want to feel. Just for me, offensively. No. Let me just start off with the front office. Because it's easy to talk about the players week after week. The team that was we were sold on by David Tepper that, this was going to be a slow process. It was going to take some time. Rome was going to be built in a day. They wanted to do this properly so that we can have a consistent winner and be a consistent playoff team year after year. So I'm like, okay, all right. And based on the history of Matt Rule, usually by year three is usually when his teams turn around and actually are, contenders, when they're in college, when they're regional or their conference and, putting up double digit wins. It happened at Temple, it happened at Baylor. Obviously, this is the NFL. A lot of the methods that work for Matt Rule in college are not translating over well here for the Panthers. Now, let's start with Mr. Tepper. I've been a defender of him, and I think that he is the right owner to get this franchise around. Now, how much say he has and what goes on and who he wants, I know it's a lot of fan speculation, even media speculation. I've yet to see anything just, solidify one way or the other. But, overall, I prefer Tepper to, just let the football guys handle football and to, only respond when asked for his football opinion. Now, mind you, it's his team and he's got 100% ownership. So I'm not saying he doesn't have a say, but when it comes to far as personnel moves and roster, I'm not sure what it is that he can say or has that say in, but definitely I need for the owner to be an owner, keep building up the new headquarters, keep making sure we have the best facilities and make sure that, this big sports science project that was supposed to, help this team, worry about that side of it. Now, let me get on down to the front office with Scott Fitterer, the general manager. With me, for one, again, I was totally dismayed by the selection of, the how it went down in the draft. The fact that on the first day of free agency, we signed left tackle Cam Irvin and left guard Pet Elflein. We really just set ourselves up for what we're going through. Just going through here. The trading for Sam Darnold. The trade, apparently talks for the trade began at the Ohio State Pro Day after they just got through watching Justin Fields. So pretty much the Panthers got fleeced out of the deal, out of a second round and a fourth rounder this year, which we gave up. We gave up a sixth rounder this past draft, and our second and fourth rounder is going to the Jets. So we pretty much got fleeced out of this deal. Sam Darnold is not it. He's on the books for $18 million next year. We picked up his fifth-year option. It's just really frustrating to think logically right now because, again, a lot of my anger and frustration is, as much as I want to jump down the players are who they are. We just didn't bring in the right players. We used other factors to determine what players to come in. It's going to be a lot of rumors, speculation. It was said by Joe Persons that the Panthers will be one of the teams back in the hunt to see about what's going on with Deshaun Watson. I've heard some Panthers fans say, hey, the Panthers need to go out there and reach out to Cam Newton, apologize, ask him to come back. Just all kind of stuff, man. When you break it down, if you follow us on Twitter, we posted on Twitter on our 4 Minutes Twitter page that when you look at all the guaranteed money we're paying Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Darnold, all the quarterbacks since Cam Newton has left, that maybe we should have just, went ahead and gave Cam Newton an extension and kept him. After watching today, you really got a legit case to think that as well. So, just pouring nothing but money into quarterbacks and only keeping them for a year after it's really getting old. Moving forward, do we want to go through and see more of this from Donald next year? In a year that we're supposed to be contending. I know it's $18 million, But if we're able to find a much better quarterback option, I'll gladly put that $18 million on our dead salary cap. I hate that because I really think that that keeps us from signing players. But um, yeah, but definitely Sam Darnold is not it. I really think that this Sam Darnold experiment has proven that whatever circumstances that you surround him with, that he's going to be who he's going to be. Um, but yeah, we're definitely in a situation where we're a clusterfuck right now. That's that's the blunt, honest way to look at it. The Carolina Panthers are a clusterfuck. We came out 3-0. A lot of the flaws that the four-man rush pointed out obviously were able to be masked the first 3 weeks, but everything we said about the offensive line, the concerns that we had with Sam Darnold, um, why are we a spread offense, but we kept four tight ends? Um, it's just really a lot of frustration for me between the three men at the top of the food chain: Tepper, Fitterer, and Rule. So again, yeah, it'll be easy to go on and bash the players about their performance, but I'm not in the mood to do that today because the players are who they are. Uh, Nobody's shown us anything different that we haven't seen before or wasn't expected. So um, it's just really disheartening as a Panther fan to think that we couldn't beat a 1-5 team. I mean, after we lost to Dallas, we looked at our record and saw that the next six opponents were all 1-3 at the time. And so far, we've lost to three of those opponents. We lost to the Eagles, who were 1-3 at one point. We lost to the Vikings, who was 1-3 at one point. And now we lost to the Giants, who was 1-3 at one point. So, um, don't get me wrong. Still a Panther fan. It just hurt. It's bitter right now. But in my mind, where do we go? What's the solution for this 2021 season? Do we just ride this out and potentially be looking at a 3-14 season, a top 5 pick? I mean, do you really want to trade away more picks and assets to try to bring a quarterback into a fucked up situation? I mean, this really may be one of the seasons where we just got to sit back, grit our teeth, and just grind this bullshit out. Because when you look at our upcoming schedule, who did we haven't had an easier gimme set of games. We haven't even hit our hard games yet. Now we got the Atlanta Falcons, who done got on a little winning streak. They won today at the last second. They beat Miami 30-28 on a last second field goal. We're in Atlanta next week. Their fans are pretty confident. I'm I don't know what the locker room temperature is like right now, but I definitely think that it's something to be looked at and to warrant it. I mean, as a defender, how would you feel playing your ass off and the offense continuously putting you in bad situations? It's just really something that's really disheartening to play off. I know it's a team. I know it's supposed to be through good and through bad, but again, uh, this is probably going to be a very, very bitter season for us to digest, to start off 3-0 and potentially be looking at possibly losing out the rest of our games. That is actually, based on the performance I saw here today, that's actually a realistic option, because even when PJ Walker came in, what happened? So I'm like this: if we're going to experiment, if we're going to try to develop and grow these players in year 2 of a rebuild, why not let PJ Walker play the rest of the season? We've seen what we get out of Sam Darnold. Let's we can't possibly get any worse with PJ Walker. It's like looking in the toilet and deciding which piece of shit is the least one you want to throw. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely just thinking that the team just Man, it's just really hard to deal with this right now, y'all. And I know that all you guys um, are feeling it. Um, I know we got some guys that's injured and things like that. Yeah, that can help, but got what are we going to do from a quarterback point of view? Seriously, our quarterback situation. Again, when Sam Darnold threw that interception, he had a clean pocket. So, um, just looking over some more of these numbers, looking over the box score from the day's game. Sam Darnold was 16 out of 25 for 111 yards, no touchdowns, one interception, sacked 3 times. PJ Walker, my God, 3 of 14 for 33 yards. He was sacked 3 times. Chuba Hubbard, 12 carries for 28 yards. Royce Freeman, 3 carries for 18 yards. Um, Just really, I mean, DJ Moore, he was targeted 10 times, 6 catches for 73 yards. Robbie Anderson was targeted 9 times for 3 catches, 14 yards. Um, like I said, it's only 144 yards total passing. You know, yo, Smooth.
Yo, what up, man?
Hey, my bad, bro. I'm doing this from the phone, man. I didn't see you trying to get in. I
Hey,
saw you talking smacks.
we all know you like center stage, man. It's cool.
Nah, man. I'm over here struggling, bro.
Hey, man, I'm at the bowling alley. Daughter's birthday was today. We celebrating her birthday, but I came over here. I don't have much to say. That's why I figured I could pop up here real quick, help you out.
Hey, speak on it.
The greatest thing that we have is our podcast. The reason why is because that's a form of a receipt. So everything that I've said previous seasons up until this past off season is coming to fruition. So it's like we're not as surprised as a lot of other people are. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't address the trenches properly, and that wasn't the issue today. I don't really have a problem with the way our offensive line performed today, but a lot of Sam Darnold's issues are because of how they performed in the past. He's not comfortable. So you can put a good O line for him for the rest of the year. It's not going to change how comfortable he is because he's used to getting pressure. So that was the start of it. We got a quarterback that's not comfortable. We got receivers that are not confident. They're out of rhythm. You still have the mistakes. We had a whole bunch of different offensive line rotations. And at the end of the day, for the past 2 or 3 seasons, you've invested of everything into the defense. And the defense isn't winning you games. They played a good game for the first, 3.5 quarters, but the wheels fell off. So at the end of the day, when you have these type of deficiencies, these type of injuries, and these type of issues that we have, I have to blame coaching. Coaching is the key to everything. There's a lack of focus in all phases of the game, and I'm going to step beyond that. I'm not even blaming just the head coach anymore because I knew that's why I said I'm glad that we have receipts. I knew that he was not the answer. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You invested 7 years into him. I knew that was a mistake. I'm holding the owner accountable. And the sad
Mm-hmm.
thing about that is you can't get rid of an owner. We can put up petitions, we can have floats and all of that. Begging this man to sell a team is not going to happen. But most of these issues that we have with this organization is from the guy that's in the press box every Sunday. He painted a good picture. He come out and have drinks with the fans and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to making football decisions, that's not his thing at all. He don't even have a clue. The worst thing you could do to a football team is have a revolving door at the quarterback position. You tell me what quarterback we've had since he's been the owner that's had just two. I'm not asking for a lot, just 2 consecutive starting seasons. You tell me one. You tell me how many quarterbacks we've had start a football game for this team since he's been the owner. You can look around the league. Even though we know that Ben Roethlisberger is washed up, they're still building a roster regardless of him. And they're planning for a future without him. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
If you look around at the Patriots, they handled that situation right. The Saints probably been wanting to move on from Breeze, but they know you don't just do it abruptly like how we did Cam Newton. But they still kept building and signing the right guys. So when it's time for somebody else to step in, you just step in. Even if Jameis is not the answer, they still have a strong roster where all you have to have is a quarterback to plug in. And the sad thing about it is we were in a position where we could have done that. We could have just kept building. I love the way the defense is forming. They're young. But guess what? Instead of having 5 number one corners and trading and giving up picks for a guy that's probably a good backup quarterback, you could have went and got you some trench work.
Definitely.
You could have went and drafted some pieces on the offensive line. So when you found out today that Sam Darnold is not your answer, play the season out, move on, draft the quarterback, sign Deshaun Watson, whatever you want to do. You can plug a quarterback in if you was building the roster right. But we're not doing that. So I'm glad we have receipts. If y'all want to go back a few episodes, go back to the offseason. From draft point on, I knew that this was going to fail. And I'm still going to stand on that. I don't care what we do for the rest of the year. This team is still not being built correctly. You got to be able to see through all the bullshit. This
Right.
team is not being built correctly. And I just had to get that off my chest, man. That's why I'm not even mad. You thought I was going to pay? Bro, I lost $60. I lost $60 selling my ticket. I was not about to fly home when I could get this overtime at work to go watch my team lose to the New York Giants. And I said that last week. I wasn't
Yep.
predicting us to lose. I don't walk around with negative energy, but I can tell the way this team is coming out every Sunday, there's an issue in the coaching staff and in ownership. These guys are not focused when they come out on Sunday. We shouldn't be on a 4-game losing streak. 3 of these teams we should have beat. Honestly, you could have beat all 4 of them if everything was being built correctly, but it's not. So that's why I wasn't going to waste my money. I stay home, celebrate a birthday, go get me some overtime tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's about
Yep.
it, man. That's all I had to get off my chest.
You did right. And I don't know how much you heard before you came on, but I pretty much reiterated your points from last week, saying like we can't even be mad at the players because the players are who they are. Like I said, it starts with the top 3. I said Tepper, Fitterer, and Rule. Their blood, their fingerprints is all over what's happening. And even though we masked what happened the first 3 games, like you said, everything that we saw heading into the season that were issues that were getting glossed over, it's done came back, and it's blatantly obvious. So, yeah, when we passed up on that trench work, we set ourselves up for what's happening.
Like I said, I ain't had much, man. I'm trying to not be rude. Y'all keep pounding though, but it's not much to be spoken about tonight. This should be a short post game. Y'all keep
Oh
pounding.
yeah, it's gonna be. All right, y'all. So that was Big Smooth coming in down there in Atlanta. He going to work, like you said, getting that overtime. He's from Jersey, so this would have been a chance for him to go home like he did in 2015 when we played at the Giants. But hey, I'm not mad at the man. He had to do what he had to do. But yeah, but overall though, like I said, this, for all that we were sold and told, we still haven't got it figured out right. And that's the truth of it. There's no need to try to sugarcoat it or try to, make it be something that it's not. We are what our record says we are. And we just got to see what's going to take place to make this right. But like I said, even before Smooth said what he said, really wasn't gonna make this a long show about tonight. I mean, because really at the end of the day, what more can we talk about? How much more bashing of the players could we do? Or talk about the coaching, or talk about Tepper? What is there new that hasn't been discussed yet? But we're still gonna come on here. We're still gonna share our thoughts. We're gonna interact with you fans. Let it get it off y'all chest. Share your thoughts and mine as well. But overall, hey, we've been through worse. Even though this feels like worse right now, I'm gonna wipe off this blood, sweat, and tears. I'm gonna keep pounding every game that it come up. I'm gonna feel like we're gonna go out there and we're gonna have a chance to win. Till the clock strikes 0. You may call me foolish or whatever, but that just works what's best for me. So, like Smooth said, not trying to carry around no negative energy, whatever. We recognize the weaknesses, but hey, we can't control it. We can just only hope that the players come out and they can execute. So, but yeah, see a lot of you fans commenting, agreeing with everything that we said that's been said so far. Um, we'll be back on, tomorrow night, probably around 8, 9 o'clock, somewhere between there to do the week 8 preview uh, at Atlanta. Me personally, I will be in Atlanta next weekend. Right now, I'm actually in San Antonio, Texas. I had to come to home of one of the biggest Panther fans. He's my brother, both in the Army and in life. Had to come to his home. Actually, I'm sitting inside of his Panthers man cave, just to give y'all a little sight. So, just want to give a chance to give a shout out to my man, Mr. First Sergeant Davids here. I'm gonna flip it over here to him real quick. Uh, okay. It's messing with me, but anyway, I'm gonna give him hands to get. Let's see. Hold on. Who else coming on? Oh snap! There go Will.
What's up, everybody?
What up, Will? We got Will Harris joining us live from Las Vegas, Nevada, on a business trip. Smooth just got off. He's dropped his mic and kept it pushing. So real quickly, what you like to speak on about not only what you saw today, but just overall the direction of this team, man, and how we got to this point.
Man, where do you start? I mean, this probably as unacceptable as a loss as you'll see. I mean, you could have a 1-5 team coming in here, all 5, 3 receivers down. We had Kadarius Toney was hurt, Kenny Galladay was hurt, Darius Slayton was playing on a pulled hamstring. Saquon Barkley was hurt. Their left tackle was hurt. I mean, the offense came in gutted. They came in banged up, and to go out and lose a game like that, 25-3, that's just unacceptable, man. I mean, I think offensively we're a total mess right now. Darnold clearly, he's not going to be the answer here long term at quarterback. We'll see what direction they go there. I see the Deshaun Watson rumors. I don't know how the fan base will handle that. Personally, I think they need to wait and let this legal process play out before they make a move on that route. So, I mean, kind of stuck with, Darnold, and, P.J. Walker stepped in. Granted, in his defense, he's coming in cold, in a must-pass situations late in the game, so he's not the exact ideal scenario to get reps, but he didn't do anything to help take the position from Sam. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we got a tough road game against Atlanta now, who's got a couple wins together. We're sitting at the bottom of the NFC South now, and, start to hear the talks about, how hot is Rule's seat going to get over the next few weeks.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Big Smooth was saying, man. One thing about us, we keep our receipts, and it seems like a lot of the concerns that we had, going back to February and March, with this team, as far as moves made by the roster, he was saying, which I was saying before he came on, is we had to start at the top with Tepper. There's a lot of speculation about how much say he has with what decisions are made. I know that in his contract, Rule has the final say, but fans got the right to question that. Then think back to the moves made by Scott Fitter as GM. Signing Cam Irvin and Pat Elflin day one of free agency, and all the trade backs that we did. Just like I say, just leaving us in a situation where a lot of their moves that we initially praised at first have, came back to really just haunt us tremendously, man. And it's like a snowball effect that can't stop. How you feel about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, we gave Fitterer a lot of credit for building the defense, but I mean, look what they've done offensively. You signed Elfline, 3 years, $13 million. I mean, he might not even be on the roster next year. And Cam Irving can't stay healthy. And at left tackle, and when he is healthy, he wasn't playing good ball at all. Then you trade a second, a fourth, and then pick up Sam Darnold's $18 million fifth-year option before he's even proved anything to you. So it's like, what are we doing here on offense? I mean, you watch Sam Darnold, 3 years with the Jets. What on tape gives you any confidence that he could be better than what he was? Everybody wanted to throw the staff, make every excuse in the world for him, but he has to show himself. What do you bring to the table? He was like the worst rated quarterback in the league last year, and now we stuck with him next year, $18 million for that fifth-year option. So let's do math. We combine the $33 million you guaranteed Teddy Bridgewater. On top of that, you guaranteed Sam Darnold $18 million. That's $51 million guaranteed to two quarterbacks who were not going to be the future over that last 3-year span. So it's like, wow, we're investing all this money in quarterbacks that aren't long-term when you could be, building the O-line or doing something else with that money, or probably drafting a rookie this year. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, I was a fan of the long-term rebuilding plan he had in place last year. But, I mean, you ain't going on year 3, and you still don't have a quarterback yet. You still don't have an offensive line yet. We're not as close to win-now mode as you would like to be at this point in the rebuilding process.
Yeah, it's crazy how coming into the season, our biggest thing we was worried about was who's going to be our kicker. Now that's probably the only consistent part of our, of our team right now is kicker and long snapper. And when I go through and I'm sitting here and watching players that we passed over in the draft and how well they're performing, I mean, guys like to harp on like Trent, like for all the talk of the medicals with Trey Smith, they saying he performing like a top 10 guard right now. Jackson Carmen, Carmen Jackson. I can't remember which one it was from Clemson. Hell, he on the first place Bengals team right now contributing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't get me wrong. I know you was a fan of Terrence Marshall, but for what we getting out of him, I gladly would have took a lineman that could have helped us out over, the whatever, potential we could have with him. I know it's senseless to talk about woulda, coulda with draft picks, but just looking at it from a perspective of the holes that we have and seeing that the players that were available to fix these holes are going to places where they're making their other teams, stronger and better. It's just kind of frustrating, to be honest with you.
Yeah, too. I mean, even then, next year we don't have a day 2 pick. We got our round 1 pick. We got few day 3s, and then we're done for the night. So have fun with those mock drafts, skipping out here to round 4 this year. And then
where did our third round pick go to? I know we gave up the second to the Jets. Where did our third go to?
Third, did we move up this year? I gotta look that up. I think our second pick this year is not till the 4th. Might have been some of that wheeling and dealing we did last year during the draft. But yeah, it's tough. Rebuilding with no day 2 picks, you're gonna trade back again, try to regain it, and take more or less quality players than what are on the board. Do you draft a quarterback this year? Nothing against these guys. I think they're talented, but they need a year to develop. Look at the rookies now; they're all struggling. They need a year at least. So now you develop a rookie QB, and you're in year 4 of a rebuild. Now, how much more patience are we gonna show with that? So. Yeah, man, got a lot of questions to be answered this week.
Well, let me ask you something. Since we're talking about drafting players, you're out in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Since you're out there, does it look like that's where the draft going to be at next year?
Yeah, so far I haven't heard anything different. We're pretty much full go out here. So you just got to wear masks inside everywhere you go, but everything's open and operating as normal. So I don't see why it would change.
They traded their third for C.J. Henderson.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we traded our third for C.J. Henderson.
Oh, was a third?
Yeah.
Third,
Okay.
we got a fifth back.
But we got a fifth back. So yeah, we got our first rounder, and we just got a bunch of day 3 picks.
What's going to cost to acquire Deshaun Watson?
More than what we got to have. I mean, at this point, depending on where we're with this first, do we try to flip that to add more picks, or do we just take BPA, or what is just? I don't know. I hate that we even talking about this early in the damn season, man. But it's just the point where, like, as much as it sucks, man, we potentially could be looking at a 3-14 season loaded, man.
Man, I
Like,
mean, we lost to the 1-5 Giants without all those starters. I mean, how much lower can you get? I mean, we got Miami on our schedule, 1-5, 1-6, but I mean, we're probably as bad as any 1-5 team right now. We lost to the Giants and the Eagles, so we're 0-3 in the NFC East that we normally sweep. So, I don't know, man. I see what we can do at Atlanta. I mean, the Falcons are playing good ball last couple of weeks. So see how that goes, man. We always struggled in that dome.
right. And like I said, and I'd definitely be there. So last I checked, tickets were like $39. So but yeah, like I said, really not gonna make this a long podcast. Been on about 36 minutes here. Pretty much, our fans just pretty much have been in agreement, with everything that that's been said on our behalf. Yeah, like I said, we just got to play the waiting game and see what happens during the week. I think I saw where Rule said, Sam Darnold still this guy moving forward, but we don't learn at this point, to take what Rule say with a grain of salt.
Yes. I mean, anytime you bench your starting quarterback, he's on the hot seat. So you may start next week, but he'll have a short leash, and I wouldn't be surprised to see P.J. Walker in next week as well.
Yeah, as much as he struggled, like 3 for 14 today.
Yeah,
sacked 3 times.
Right.
I mean,
man.
Damn.
Taylor Heineke out there starting.
Like, damn, what Kyle Allen doing?
Man, we down that bad.
Exactly. So
yeah, I mean, the old
I don't know, man.
Can you really blame them today? I mean, they took some sacks, but they're not going to pitch a perfect shutout any week. But man,
yeah, man. But like I said, I was telling our fans we'll be back on tomorrow night. You for the preview against the Falcons. You gonna be available based on your work schedule?
Sneak out. Yeah, I got stuff going on all day, so if I can sneak out, I'll try to pop on check in on my phone again.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot what the time's on. You like 3 hours back, right?
Oh yeah, it's only 5:30 here, so I got my whole night ahead of me.
Gotcha. Yeah, but yeah, so Will's in Vegas. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. So 4-man rush, we're always on the go. But fans, like I said, it's tough. You got the right to feel whatever way that you feel. But at the end of the day, this is a team we chose to love and swear our allegiance to. So we just got to ride this out and hope things get better.
I said, burn the tape, go to Atlanta.
Yeah, that burn tape bin starting to get full.
Right.
Yeah. So, any closing words you got, Will?
No, everybody, thanks for tuning in. See you next week. Back to normal.
Yeah, like I said, just check us out. Like I said, about between 8-9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we'll get ready to preview this week. Was it week 8 matchup with the Falcons?
Right.
All right. So on behalf of everybody here on behalf of the 4-man rush, myself, me, Will, Big Smooth, Jadarius, Monty, Ariel, everybody else behind the scenes. We always want to thank you guys for your support, interacting with us on social media, and like I said, man, we're gonna get through this together. I know it's bitter. I know it's ugly right now. I know it stinks starting off 3-0 to be 3-4, but we're just gonna keep fucking pounding and see this thing through. So everybody, y'all take care, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side.
Yep.
What a rush.
Yep. Hate week is hate week, no matter what the records are.
Exactly. Fuck the Falcons.
Hey, Josh Norman just got burnt like toast and passing the
Damn.